Hello dear friends. How are the things going on? Hope everything is fine. Today, let's learn modal verbs. Before getting into the topic, you should know the types of verbs. Verbs can be of three kinds: action verbs, linking verbs, and auxiliary verbs. Action verbs express the action of the subject or action done to the subject. For example, I gave her a pencil. Here, gave is the action verb. The boys sang. In this sentence, sang is the action verb. Note that action verb can be transitive or intransitive. In the first sentence, the verb gave requires an object for the sentence to make complete sense. I mean, if I say I gave, you will ask what did you give, to whom did you give, etc. It doesn't make any sense. So we need an object to make it complete. So we say I gave her a pencil. These types of verbs are called transitive verbs. In the second sentence, the verb sang doesn't require an object to make complete sense. The boys sang. It's a completed sentence. Such verbs are called intransitive verbs. Can you write some more examples for transitive and intransitive verbs? Next type of verb is linking verbs. They connect the subject to its complement. Look at the following sentences. He looks tired. In this sentence, tired is an object but a complement of the subject. Here the verb looks connect he and tired. It's called linking verb. A linking verb connects the subject with a word that gives information about the subject. Here are the examples. She became a lawyer. Sam appeared happy. Next one is auxiliary verbs. They are called helping verbs. They are usually used with action verbs to show tense or to form questions and negative sentences. For example, they have known me for 3 years. Here the auxiliary verb is have. It is used with the action verb known. Next one, Gita is eating breakfast. Is the helping verb or auxiliary verb. They were eating breakfast together. He doesn't eat meat. Do you want tea? In these examples, were, does, do are the auxiliaries. The auxiliary verbs are is, are, am, was, were, has, have, had, do, does, did, shall, should, can, could, will, would, may, might, has, have, had, etc. Now, let's get into the topic modal verbs. They are auxiliary verbs used to express ability, permission, request, and possibility. A modal verb is always used before a main verb in the base form. Can, could, may, might, will, would, must, shall, should, had, better, need, and dare are modal verbs. Modal verbs are different from normal verbs. They don't use an S for the third person singular. For example, we say he sings, she plays, etc. We add S with both sing and play because he and she are third person singular. When we use modal verbs, we don't use S. He can sings or she will plays. It's wrong. Then they make questions by inversion. He can sing becomes can he sing. She will play becomes will she play. They are all followed directly by the base form or the infinitive of another verb. You can see in the above examples, he can sing, she will play. We use the base form of the word sing and play. You can use not to make modal verbs negative even in simple present and simple past. For example, he cannot sing. So simple present. He couldn't sing. Simple past. Do not use to with the modal verbs. We cannot say he can to sing, she will to play. It's wrong. Anyway, in this video, I'll teach you some commonly used modal verbs can, could, may, and might. What is the difference between can and could? Can is used to show ability. Here are the examples. I can play the violin. It shows his ability. He can swim. It also shows his ability. She can beat anyone at chess. It is showing her ability. All of these express ability. What about could? Could is the past tense of can. I can say I could play the violin when I was in primary school. That means I had the ability in the past, but now I cannot play the violin because it has been a long time and I am out of practice. Here are some more examples. He could swim well when he was a child. She could beat anyone at chess in her school days. So in these sentences, can shows present ability and could shows past ability. This is the first difference between the two verbs can and could. The second difference when we talk about possibility. To talk about possibility, we normally use could, not can. Suppose you and your family waiting for a bus. It's the time for the bus, but you couldn't see, so you might say the bus could be late. So you are making a guess about the current situation. Here is the another one. If you don't play well, you couldn't win the match. Are you sure you won't win? No, we are not sure. You could win, but I'm saying that there is possibility. If you don't play well, you couldn't win the match. See the next one. If it rains tomorrow, it could flood. Are you sure? No, we are not sure. These sentences talk about the future possibility. Can we use could in past possibility? See the examples. Robin could have passed the exam if he had studied well. There was an exam. It was possible for Robin to study well and pass, but he didn't do. So he couldn't pass. This is a past possibility. So we can use could with past, present and future. But there is one situation that you can use can, that is when you talk about general possibility. Here are the examples. You can catch the bus if you reach on time. Traveling across Europe can be quite expensive. These are just general statements. In this case, it's okay to use can, but this use is less common. Normally we use could when we talk about possibility. Now let's talk about polite expression. There are 4 situations. The first is making suggestions. For this purpose, we use could. Here are some examples. We could try that new Indian restaurant tonight. You could ask your teacher to help you to solve the maths problems. In the first sentence, I make a suggestion. In the second sentence, I mean, if you don't know how to solve the maths problems, why don't you ask your teacher for the help? Using could, you make it very polite. The second situation is making requests. Both can and could you can use to make requests. Can you give me your pen? Could you give me your pen, please? Can I speak to the manager? Could I speak to the manager, please? If you want to be very polite, I mean, if you want to talk to your teacher, principal, or any superior, you can add please and use could. If you want to talk to your friends and family, can is enough. Could is more polite than can and use please with could. Next one is making offers. Here are the examples. Can I get you something to drink? Could I get you something to drink, sir? Can I help you with that? Could I help you with that, ma'am? Could is used with the sir, madam to show politeness. Finally, asking permission. Here are the examples. Can I borrow your pen? Could I borrow your pen, please? Can I take your umbrella? Could I take your umbrella, please? So, guys, these are the things you should remember while using can and could. Let's now move on to may and might. The grammatical distinction between the two words is tense-based. May is the present tense and might is the past tense. If I say, I thought I may go to the ground, it is incorrect usage. I should say, I think I may go to the ground, or I thought I might go to the ground. Think is present tense, so may, and thought is past tense, so might. You can use both may and might to ask permission. However, may is more polite. May sounds more polite. May I use the restroom? You can ask even might. Might I use the restroom? It's also correct. But usually we use may instead of might. May I go to my room? You can ask, might I go to my room? But may is more polite than might. I mean, when asking for permission, may is much more common than might. There is one area that gets a little confusion when it comes to may or might for permission. That is when you use a negative hypothetical situation. For example, she may not go to the party. In this sentence, it sounds like she doesn't have permission to go to the party. If you are trying to clarify probability, you can use might instead. She might not go to the party. It shows probability. Here are some more examples. He may not go canoeing. He doesn't have permission to go there. He might not go canoeing. It shows probability. I may not go to the picnic. He didn't get permission. I might not go to the picnic. It shows probability. When use might, it is less likely to happen. For example, you might win the lottery. Less probability. I might buy a Jaguar. It is less likely to happen. It could happen, but it is not likely to happen. But if I use may, we may go to the park after dinner. It has a high likelihood of happening. It has high probability. I may get a mobile phone after graduation. The probability of something happening is pretty high. There is still a little confused question about whether or not it will happen, but it's very possible. We use may when something is more likely to happen, use might if something is less likely to happen, or in hypothetical situation. May not is used to deny permission. For example, may I come in, sir? No, you may not. Nowadays, to deny permission, we often use cannot instead of may not because the contraction can't is easier to say than the contraction mayn't. M-A-Y and apostrophe T. Usually we don't use it. May is also used to express wishes, fears and hopes. May God bless you. It's a wish. I hope you may succeed. It shows hope. I'm afraid that something serious may happen. It's a fear. Then may is also used to express a purpose. We eat so that we may live. We eat for the purpose of living. He works hard so that he may become rich. There is a purpose behind his hard work. So my dear guys, these are the things you should remember while using can, could and may, might. Hope you have enjoyed or understood the class. I want to check your understanding. Read the questions well and do it yourself. Check your answers. Hope you have got all answers. Congratulations. Thank you so much. See you in the next class.